Let's go!
I said I wanted to ask you, since I got you here, about the tweet you had put out. You know, I hope you weren't talking about me. I know you mentioned media, so if you were, I'm right here right now, so we can figure this out. You got a problem with me. But no, you mentioned something about media. You mentioned something about how, you know, like a lot of people are like coming into the culture. And
so my thing was, I said battle rap would never be where we really wanted to be as far as mainstream. It don't got to be super mainstream, but even further than it is now, because it's everybody can come in. It don't matter if they got tryouts in certain leagues. You can get cut from one league and go right to the next one and still be somebody. Like, it shouldn't be like that. Like, bloggers, they can just come in with a camera at an event and get they got the access. Why should any blogger be able to just walk up right now and come put a camera in my face? You feel what I'm saying?
It's only you that can allow that. Though.
Exactly, but I'm talking to the culture. They need to stand on business.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You pull out a camera, like put that shit, get out my face, or it costs this much to get this interview. We can knock it out right now. Like, niggas need to stand on what they stand on. That's how I always been. So, and then you got all of these other, these fake gurus and analysts on battle rap like that been around 2 years, 3 years max, and they got a say so, they got an opinion on everything. It's cool, anybody can have an opinion, but for them to have a say so and a voice and just have the access
get it together.
That shit corny, and that's what's dragging the whole culture down. That's why y'all don't see me.
Let me pause this. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Convos in the Cave, man. I am your host, Mel, speaking. Remember, click that like, comment, subscribe button. Click that like, comment, subscribe button on the way in. Shout out to the subscribers, man. We are back. We are here. Today's conversation, man. Today's conversation, guys. Today's conversation. It's an address to the culture. The battle rap culture, of course. You know, guys, that's all I talk about is the battle rap culture. For the most part. But if you don't like it, tune into something else, man. But anyway, we here. And it's not that much going on in battle rap, but, topics been brought up. And I want to address these topics, right? I want to address these topics. And I will start with Arsenal, right? So shout out to Arsenal the Rebel, the most disrespectful battle rapper in the culture. I think he may have made my top 5 list. And tune into my next video, guys. We're going to be jumping into the top 10 battle rappers of all time. We're going to do that. We definitely going to hit that topic up on here. So tune into that on my next video. So apparently Arsenal the Rebel was on 15 Minutes of Fame. And the topic of discussion been floating around the culture is about bloggers, right, and battle rap, and media, any other type of media personality, and battle rap. And basically, it was about us having our opinions on the culture and how we affect the culture in a negative way. And I say we because I want everybody to understand that if you are a blogger and you're talking about battle rap, or you in the media talking about battle rap, this is who this topic is about us, right? And as much as you guys want to separate yourselves from battle rap media and battle rap blogging, you cannot. You just have to accept the good with the bad. And here I am saying we, even though I feel as though that I'm not a part of the people who they speaking of in a negative manner. But I have to involve myself because I am doing this, right? That's that. So now, all of the battle rappers, the league owners, they've been having slight issues with the bloggers, right? And battle rap media, right? And, I want to play some videos. And I'm going to have some commentary as we play the videos. Sorry, guys, my microphone is just doing whatever it want to do. I'm going to have some commentary, and we're going to start off with the Arsenal. So I'm going to play it back for the people who just tuning in, and we're going to, come back with some commentary. Let me play this video back a little bit more, guys. All right, Arsenal is on you.
You mentioned something about media. You mentioned something about how, like a lot of people are like coming into the culture. And
so my thing was, I said battle rap would never be where we really wanted to be as far as mainstream. It don't got to be super mainstream, but even further than it is now, because it's everybody can come in. It don't matter if they got tryouts from certain leagues. You can get cut from one league and go right to the next one and still be somebody. Like it shouldn't be like that. Like, bloggers, they can just come in with a camera at an event and get all they got the access. Why should any blogger be able to just walk up right now and come put a camera in my face? You feel what I'm saying?
It's only you that can allow that.
Exactly. But I'm talking to the culture. They need to stand on that.
I like the pushback that Uncle Rah gave. Sorry, my mic is way too loud. I like the pushback that Uncle Rah gave Arsenal just now. It's up to the battlers to, take on those persons that throwing the cameras in their face and asking questions. But let me let Arsenal go ahead and speak, because I want to. Uncle Rah did another interview with Organik, the co-founder of King of the Dot. So I want to dive into that, because that was more of a detailed conversation, and that was more important. But I want to let Arsenal get out what he's saying, so that way we can have some type of direction towards where our conversation want to go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You pull out a camera, like, put that shit, get out my face, or it costs this much to get this interview, we can knock it out right now. Like, niggas need to stand on what they stand on. That's how I always been. So, and then you got all of these other, these fake gurus and analysts on battle rap, like, that been around 2 years, 3 years max, and they got a say so. They got an opinion on everything, which is cool. Anybody can have an opinion, but for them to have a say so and a voice and just have the access that they got, that shit corny, and that's what's dragging the whole culture down. That's why y'all don't. Now
I'll push back with Arsenal on that, and I'm not sure who he's talking about, because he specifically put you've been out for 2-3 years. To be honest, my platform been out for 2 or 3 years, and I don't consider myself a guru, but just to clarify things, that just because I started my channel 2 or 3 years ago, but I've been in tune with the culture since Smack DVD era, and I've been following it ever since. If you want a little backstory on me, and that's just me just protecting myself as far as like him referencing 2 or 3 years on YouTube. I have a deeper. Extensive background on battle rap, and as far as the guru and opinions, you can't really judge the gurus versus the opinions, because you can't be really a guru with an opinion. Either you're a guru, that means you have the expertise to talk about battle rap. You know what I mean? You have the facts behind it. You have all of those things that justify your thoughts on the culture. Your opinion is just how you feel. So you can't put that together in the same sentence. If that makes sense.
See me in this shit like that, man. I stay away. I come to the shit I need to come to, but all that other shit, because this shit's so fake, man. Water it down and watch it.
Nobody's being vetted. People are being validated, but not being vetted.
Right.
So it's like, I think that's where the biggest problem comes into play. Even me, I'm gonna say this on camera, like, there's a lot of people that come say, yo, could you do a drop for me? And I'm like, no disrespect, but I don't even know who you are, right? So I do this drop for you, and the next thing I find out, you just got this whole disrespectful channel, and now you're using a drop that I gave you. Now it looks like that I'm co-signing you. Yeah, so even in situations like that, it's like, you gotta be careful who you even do drops for now. That's me. I vet people first. I watch them, give them some time, see who they are, and understand what they do before I actually connect myself with them. So,
I like how Uncle Rah kind of excluded himself from what Arsenal point was, and I think that Arsenal was talking about people like Uncle Rah as well. Like I said, we're all here. They're talking about us, Uncle Rah. So you need to more or less. I like how you try to separate yourself, but at some point, you should give him some pushback if you have an opinion on, or if you negate what he's talking about. Give your honest opinion, because you too is who he's talking about. You know what I mean? And that's my main reason for doing this video, because I feel like it happens with Hip Hop Is Real. It happens with 15 Minutes of Fame. All of the guys who interview these battlers. When they are speaking their piece and they're addressing the media, who is you, Uncle Rah, and Hip Hop Is Real, and whoever the powers that be, you guys need to, fight back to just justify why you doing what you're doing, and making sure you solidify your spot as far as like not using media in a negative light, or not using battle rap in the negative light to create content for yourselves, because that's who they're talking about, you know. And I think we need to do a better job at proving ourselves to these battlers when they speak out like this and you allow them to do so. That's your time. Now, if you guys use me, for example, I don't think that you guys can pick up a video of mine on YouTube and say, Mel, here it is. You're being messy. You're being negative. You're using the culture and abusing the culture. I don't think that there's a video that I use to justify that I did those things, you know, and that's why I'm speaking out. So we're going to go ahead and go on to Organik video where he spoke to Uncle Rah, and he was being more politically correct. And not only, hold on, sorry, let me pause this. Not only was he being politically correct, but he has some key points that I want to touch up on. And this is how you talk to media in a respectful manner and get positive feedback with you know, talking about negative things happening in battle rap. Like, I like how he put this together because it made a lot of sense. And once again, I think Uncle Rah, you know, kind of separated himself when indeed he was talking about Uncle Rah as well, because he's guilty of these actions, and he didn't own up to it and confess, you know, and trying to have a conversation with Organik to figure out a better way to move forward. He kind of, you know, adopted what Organik was saying as if he was part of he was the victim, just like the battle rappers and the league owners. You know, he was a victim. I feel like Uncle Rah played the victim role in that case too, when obviously he was talking about you and us and everybody in media. So let's go, Organik. It's on you, baby.
Integrity and morality.
Exactly, right? So, you know, I tweeted, I say, you know, I think it's surprising to not see more, you know, hip-hop media or battle rap media sponsoring events, you know, the ones that are making money off the events and stuff like that. So I can elaborate on that. I think, like, you know, when I watch...
All right, hold on. Before he elaborate, and that's you know, I let him elaborate, and then we come back.
Esports, NBA, you know, NFL, anything, and you see them sell broadcast rights, right? Now, what happens when the NBA sells a broadcast right, they give exclusive access to certain things, like, you know, player arrivals, you know, post-game interviews and stuff like that. And then the publication media, press conference media that you get, have to have a credential media pass. You'll get, like, the in-room lockers as a group event where you can ask a 1-2 question with a group and everything like that. So there's different access levels within an event based on it. And the reason why everyone, like leagues and everyone do this is to obviously bring in revenue, right? So as battle rap evolves and we're growing, like, we have to just kind of be realistic that, like, you know, we've seen money come, we've seen money go, but to kind of keep it materializing and growing, we need to always be finding ways to, you know what I mean, keep battle rap funded at the same time. Right. So, right, like, you have a lot of pages.
And now I'm elaborate on that. And that was a perfect word, funding, right? We got to find a better way to keep battle rap funded. And according to Organik, which he's 100% correct, right? Us as media and bloggers, we use the content of these league owners in their battles, and we take it and we post it on our channel, right? Now, I never done this. I never took a video and took parts of it and posted on my channel for content. But I'm pretty sure Uncle Rah is one of the ones who've done that. You know what I mean? But I'm not sure what the negotiations was. But this is what he's talking about. You are able to use our content, piece it up, put it on your content, and use it and get value from it from YouTube, you know, or sponsor or whoever, and get paid. You know, and now, being that you're doing that, I feel like we should fund the battlers or league owners in that same respect. You know, if we're going to use their content, let's give them some funds to support them in more ways than just purchasing the event or showing up to the event, buying a ticket and recording videos for your sake. Because obviously, if you pay $50 for a video, for a battle, right, or an event, you pay 50 cash, 70 cash, and then you take small pieces and you post it on your channel, and you get 20,000 views and 30,000 views on a certain clip, you're gaining more than $50 on YouTube, you know. So that's what Organik is trying to say. Try to, reuse that same funds to generate more, or put that funds into the culture, and supply the battle rappers with those type of funds to help move the culture forward. So that was, I respect that,
that are, involved in events. So I was like, man, it's crazy to not see any, sponsors or any of the media companies kind of really take the thing. We're like, hey, what about giving us more exclusivity in return for some funds? You know what I mean? Because they'll get a kickback from the exclusive content they have that they can monetize and everything. The league can pick up whatever funding it is. I'm not going to say a number. And then the rappers can benefit because obviously that money goes to paying for artists and stuff like that, right? So that's really the conversation I really was looking to bring. And then I think, like, there's another level of it, which I kind of spoke to you about, right? Which is like, you got a lot of people that are like faceless accounts, and not even just faceless accounts, but people that are not active at events, being involved in the community, that are just clipping things, getting millions of impressions on Twitter, on social media, Instagram, and by the time that us, the leagues, that have taken the time to organize, fund, film the event, we don't even have time to fly home.
Now that part is crazy. Now I agree with him wholeheartedly, and this doesn't have anything to do with media, right? He's just clearly talking about people who have a YouTube account or Twitter or Instagram. They're literally going on YouTube, grabbing parts of the footage, posting it on their page as if they're the owners, and broadcasting it to the people and gaining subscribers, gaining viewers, gaining all these type of different ways to get exposed as far as their channel is concerned, and reaping the benefits from that and not investing in the culture. Now those people I can't do nothing about. As media bloggers, we don't have anything to do with that. So I think that should have been a separate topic, and you shouldn't have bunched that up into the media and bloggers, because that's not what we do. And I can attest to that part. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, go ahead, Organik. Without showing up to an event, or not even investing in the culture at all. These are literally people who sit on their couch and, oh shit, a battle, let me take that footage, put it on YouTube. Oh, take that footage, put it on YouTube. And they have nothing to do with battle. They don't know nothing about nothing. They don't know who the battlers are. They don't know what is going on. They're just literally taking footage and posting it as if it was theirs. Sorry, guys. We here. We back.
Those audio engineer that join, do the color grading, upload it and give it a proper release, because by the time that's happened, all the impressions have been exhausted on the content. There's been thousands of comments on Twitter, and so by the time you post it, people aren't excited to rush to it. So we're losing a lot of value that helps us fund events, you know what I mean? And like, I know people don't look at it as a big deal, because I myself am guilty of it. It's easy access content to scroll on Twitter and see the highlights of anything and feel like I don't need to watch this full thing anymore. I've seen the highlights. It's the same thing with like sports clips, right? Like after a sports game, if I see TSN or ESPN or anything like that, I watch the highlights. Do I feel the need to go watch that full game afterwards? Nah, I've seen the highlights, and that's kind of what's happening with battle rap. We're seeing the views dwindle because a lot of the highlights get posted on social media by people that aren't attached to the leagues, have no contact with the league, and people like us, we're always stuck scrambling after events. A1, traveling, getting home, making sure rappers are paid, doing the logistics, but also attacking what's happened to us digitally, which is pretty much like really infringing on what we're building and taking away from how we're funding to make this next event happen.
Right.
You know me from a lot of different pieces. Like, I've used a lot of outside funding to keep King of the Dot going, right? And if I hadn't, King of the Dot wouldn't really exist or be where it's at right now. Have we had decent events? Of course, we try to push a good business model that allows us to operate on tight margins, but it's not a business where people are really killing it. Like, no one's rich off this shit, you know what I mean? We all have outside ventures to kind of keep us going. So, me as a league owner, I gotta really start to protect our brand, protect, the content. And you've seen, shout out to URL, I've seen them kind of, do something on Twitter about a year ago, kind of saying to people the same thing. You guys are taking full rounds, saying you're promoting our app, but we're not seeing the positive results. You know what I mean? So then we gotta weigh the benefits. Are we getting the results we want to allow these people to infringe on our copyrights and build a platform off us, which in return sometimes they use to work against us? You know what I mean?
A lot of times.
Right? A lot of times, because that's the culture we're in. Like I said, we are our own world. We hold each other accountable and stuff.
Oh, wait, this is important.
But I think what happens is with a lot of the media that's behind or not showing up the events, man, they kind of operate with this sense of fate where they're not held to the same laws. You know what I mean? Me and you ever, like, any issue I have with you, Rock, I'll call you in a minute. We talk quickly, issue resolved.
So I'm going to stop that video and I'm going to go to a more important part.
And stuff like this. So I think a lot of people just got to have more accountability in it, man. We get together farther, working together. It's supposed to be us versus the industry, not us all versus each other. And that's
how we grow.
Man. We're fast forwarding the culture. I said it, man. We're killing each other.
Yeah.
Pushing people away. We're attacking people that we need around. You know what I mean? We're not respecting a lot of the leagues and everything. It's like fun to watch people fall for some reason in battle rap, man. And that's kind of fucked up. Like, for what? What benefit does that have on anyone other than a short-term like laugh for the night that you can probably get watching a comedy show? You don't need to ruin someone's life over, right? But it's the world we live in. We love destruction, but you know what I mean?
It's events like this, today's like today, that just helps keep me in love with this thing of ours, man. You know what I mean? So.
This thing of ours for real.
I'm here till the wheels fall off, man. I love this culture, man. But we just need these fuck boys to just stop bringing the culture down, man.
That's it, man.
Everybody need to just work together. So
For real, there's a lot of, and that's sad and stuff.
All right, I'm gonna stop that video right there. And now to sum it up, right, guys? At the ending of this video, this last clip that I just posted, that I just played, they was basically talking about the negative parts of the culture, which I always kind of partake. I mean, I always kind of shed light on this. And like I said, you would not find any negative videos about me, any messy videos about me causing controversy and trying to start arguments or bait conversations that stems from a negative, has a negative impact on, the battlers or whatever the case is. You would never find those videos because I see no value in it. It's cringy to me to actually talk about those type of things. So you would never catch that. And it's hard to it's hard to have fun in battle rap culture when you're talking about these things all the time because you're basically having fun off of somebody's sadness, and it's corny. So that's why, I always I agree with Uncle Rah and Organik on that point. And I agree with Organik as far as like us using their content or us even talking about the battle and not investing. So one thing that I would do differently as a blogger, I would try my best to hit up people to find cash apps like the league owners. I'm not rich, so it's not going to be much, but I can try to, give my contribution in other ways than just purchasing an event, just so I can continue to talk about the culture. And hopefully you guys, you league owners, you battlers would notice that and, reciprocate the energy as far as like posting my content and getting me out there for exposure. So I would definitely make that change in how I do things with the battle rap culture for sure. And tune in, if you guys follow me, I'm telling you, once I start investing, hopefully the people who I invest in will show that, so that way my story can align. And I'm in that video right there, and I think that all of the battle rap bloggers and media personalities take heed to this and do the same thing I'm doing. And if you got way more money than me, then invest more, into the culture, because you guys going to get it back. You see the views on you guys' channels. You know what I mean? Just do it, It ain't nothing to it but to do it. I know that sounds cliche, but it's a fact. And I'm in that video right there. You guys are tuned into Convos in the Cave, man. This is where you're going to get your content, your real, genuine content. And if I'm wrong, I will just talk to you guys in the comments and let you know that I'm wrong. It's just coming from an honest point of view with no malice intentions, and I'm neutral. So, talk to me, man. I'll talk back. Convos in the Cave, man. On the road to 2,000 subscribers, guys. Remember, click that like, comment, subscribe button on the way out. Salute, man. Talk to me in the comments, man. Talk to me. I'll talk back, man. We out of here. Peace. I like this. All right, guys. I'm out for real now. Let's get it.